buying in Lawrence County. We're going to unpack and unwrap the market trend here locally. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Hometown streets where the story begins. Helping hands and professional wins. CRG, we're building dreams. You see, small firm, big results, that's the key. Walking with a purpose, serving with a smile. Forward in the kingdom every mile. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need a place, we're here with love and endless grace. CRG, connecting hearts to homes. Wherever you wander, you're never alone.
So, welcome everybody. It's been a minute. It's been a while. How's everybody doing?
Good. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I'm Nathan Cavins here at Cavins Realty Group. And then we have our esteemed panel, of course, Teresa Flora, Holly Cavins, and our daughter Clarissa.
How you doing?
Who is visiting us with from the Navy, getting ready to head out of country. So it'd be scary.
Nah. Maybe not for you. It'll be fun for you. We're a little scared.
Hey, I'm hoping they let me go harbor.
What does that mean?
I get to go on boats, but little boats, and I get to drive them.
Okay, I don't know if
Hopefully
that made me feel any
they
better.
teach you how to drive them.
I don't know if that made me
Hey,
feel
I already
any
know
better.
how to drive boats. I get to go fast and possibly shoot guns off the boat.
No, that doesn't make me feel any warm and fuzzy there.
Oh, well, it does me.
Well, the whole thing's kind of scary, especially what's going on in the world. So just watch your back.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you know what you signed up for. We love you, but be safe and thank you for what you're doing.
You know, the biggest advice I could give you is pay attention to your freaking surroundings. You are the most oblivious person I know.
Nah, I have been paying attention.
So what's everybody been doing during this hiatus?
We've been gone for what, 3-4 weeks, a month?
Something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah. So a lot's happened. We tried to take old Betty out and head to Arizona, and she decided to, we didn't even get to Self's Market out on 64, and she decided her master cylinder for the brakes went out. So we inched our way back home, loaded up the truck, and out we went. So it was cool. We stayed out there about 3 weeks and, or stay gone about 3 weeks. We were in Arizona for 2 and seen the most beautiful country in the world. I mean, it was just
And it was warm there. You're like sitting us.
amazing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, depending on it's really cool with Arizona because you could go down in the valley, Maricopa, and it's 100 degrees. It was 90s 4-ish. And 80s to 94-ish. And then you go up to Sedona and north of Sedona and Payson and all that. And it's 25 degrees cooler up there on the same day. So we took a big bike ride. Not bicycle. Everybody keeps looking at me like I took a 525-mile bicycle ride. Does this body look like it went 125 miles on a bicycle? I don't think so. But we did 525 miles on one ride one day, and
All in one day?
all in one day.
That's so tiring.
And I mean, I would be on the back of the motorcycle, and of course it's no helmet law. So David's hair is just flapping in the wind, and I'm going click, 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 trying to just capture a picture. I have no idea. I'm going click like this, but I have no idea what I'm getting, because I can't see it. And I'm trying to hold on tight. And so I'm just clicking away. So by the time I was done with our vacation, I had over 900 pictures, and then I had to sort through them. But they were
Any
pretty
good
cool.
ones?
Oh my gosh, I had 700 good ones.
You guys need to look into like GoPros.
We thought about that, but David said every time we use that GoPro, it don't work.
That's
So we're
operator
not
error.
using the GoPro. We didn't go buy one.
It's definitely operator error.
That would have been cool to do that. But all we would have got was just what his GoPro would be looking at.
No, you hold it.
Oh, what, on a hat? On my
No,
helmet?
just there's
There's
a whole different
Oh.
you
ways
can
of holding
hold. You
it.
can just,
and
there's a stick, and you can just hold it.
Oh, it probably goes like that. Everybody gets sick. But anyway, it was great. I'm ready to go back. I'm done with what we are going through weather-wise here. And then when we got home, we were blessed. Well, while we were going towards the end of the trip, our bug company that comes out and baits mice boxes and stuff, trying to avoid country mice. And
Surrounded by fields, by the way.
right.
Yeah.
And so he calls me and he says, Teresa, he says, you have water pouring out of your house. I said, just go turn the faucet off. No, you don't understand. You have water pouring out of the middle of your house. And so I sent Nathan over, and it was a
It
mess.
was a mess. It was a mess for sure. There was probably 3 inches of water in there,
At
I'd
least
say.
because it's this, well, it kind of absorbs up, but there's this much dark all the way around the bottom.
Yeah.
And so our kitchen, if you don't know, we live in a tiny house, 2 tiny houses, and the kitchen tiny house has got the kitchen and bathroom and all that. But anyway, that's what flooded, and all the floors popped up, and it's a mess.
Your floating floor was literally floating.
Yes, again. We did that in Nathan's house when Nathan lived there over in his house. It did that, and opened up the door. It was just like TV. All the water came out. And it probably would have done that again if I was the first one in the house. But
Well, it sounds like it was draining out pretty easily.
it
so.
did. It drained.
Well, I think it took me a couple hours to get over there because the bug guy turned the water off, so it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's a
like
street.
yeah. And then but by the time I got there, most of the water was already gone out of the house. And then it was just kind of clean up the best we could, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
We popped up the floor, and the whole subfloor was soaked. So we got dehumidifiers and floor fans and all kinds of stuff running. And it's drying. It's stained, but it's drying. And we'll take care of the stain once she gets the floor on. But it is what it is. I'm done with it. I know anytime advice. Hear me loudly. If you're going away overnight, go turn your water off. If you're going away for 3 weeks, definitely turn your water off, because you never know what's going to happen. It wasn't weather, because the weather wasn't freezing here while we were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and the funny, when I built the house,
don't use PVC.
well, right. When I built the house, I had them all use PEX piping everywhere because I didn't want to have issues. There's this much of PVC.
CPVC.
Yeah, CB. And
What he said.
Well, it's just because you have PVC and you got CPVC, and the CPVC is just absolutely atrocious. I don't know why they ever made it, but it is so brittle, it'll pop under a little bit of pressure.
it's lasted me 5 years. But anyway, that's what that little teeny piece right above the turnoff valve had this little hairline crack that you could see kind of busted through. And so now it's all PEX. And hopefully that don't ever happen again. I hope.
Right?
So anyway, so we're glad to be home. Kind of hate this weather, but ready to
Yeah,
get in.
you missed some good weather while you were gone.
Oh, we
it
had
was
wonderful
It was
weather, though.
beautiful weather here.
Yeah, I kept scrolling because I saved all my designations in the phone. So I'd scroll to see what kind of temperature it was in New Mexico and Oklahoma and home and Ohio and all that. So I kept watching.
Well, we had went on a cruise
Yep.
while we were gone for a long weekend cruise, and then he talked me into going to Star Wars lands. First time I've ever been to Disney.
Yep.
I got my first pair of Disney Mickey
Ears?
Mouse ears. Yep. And but the cruise was phenomenal. Just the two of us, and we actually take another one in May, family vacation, and it's going to be one of the big ships. And we've watched a lot of YouTube on the ships, and I have this feeling I'm going to like the small ships better.
Because you're going to feel it in the big ships.
No,
I'm not worried about the feeling part of it, of any of that. That's not what I'm worried about. It's just, I like the intimate part in getting to know people, I guess. And I don't know. I think I'm going to like the smaller ships
I've
better.
never been on a big ship.
This will be our first time to be on a very big
ones.
ship.
Well, and it'll be a little. It was a great cruise. Don't get me wrong, but it was the only cruise that we've only been on. It was a 3-day, and it just, I don't know. It just wasn't enough time. Almost. It just felt just rushed. You know, you didn't make the connection with your cabin steward like you usually do. You don't make your connections with like your servers in the dining room like you usually do. And
then we never saw our
it.
cruise director
No.
until the very last day on the ship. That's the first time I ever saw him.
And you feel it too within like the staff as well. It's like only a 3 days, so they don't even put the
I just
effort.
heard you
into
on
it.
and heard you off.
That's pretty much it.
That's exactly what it is. But I enjoyed it, though. It was just, I mean, his phone went dead, and I don't think he ever charged it again until we left. And then
That explains why I couldn't get to you. That's
And
how
then,
it
but
is.
now we did have the Wi-Fi package, and I had my phone on, but most of the time my phone stayed in the room. I hardly had my phone, so I didn't take a lot of pictures, which is unlike me. But we did take the GoPro, and we have a lot of footage.
I still haven't even looked at it yet.
Yeah, we have a lot of footage and stuff to put together. Some stuff for cruising, and we haven't done it yet.
Say hi to your dad.
Huh?
Say hi to your dad.
Say hi to my dad.
Hi, Dad.
Is my dad on here?
Yes, he is.
Oh, hi, Dad.
Hi, Papa. Oh, yeah. By the way, Mama put her phone on a little thing where it gives an automatic response.
I did.
Yeah.
She
did,
gave an
I made-
automatic response to me.
No offense, I made an automatic response to everybody.
Yeah, it is. That just reminded me. So she did, because the whole plan was for me to have the Wi-Fi on my phone, and then because I can ignore my phone pretty easily.
Oh, yeah. We all know. Very easily.
But she cannot. So she set it up to where if you need to get a hold of us, contact my phone. Well, then my phone died, and I was like, I'm not charging this thing.
Yeah. That did not happen. None of that happened.
Oh, yeah. Here's the automatic reply. It says, "Thank you for contacting me. I am currently out of town and will be back to the office Tuesday. If you do need to contact me, please text my husband Nathan and he will get the message to me with the phone number and says, 'Thank you, Holly Cabins.'"
But the phone was dead, and
And he
we
didn't charge
didn't
it.
get any messages. So
I said, "Mama, do you not love me anymore?"
Yes. Sorry. We just, we stay so busy and wrapped up in this world that sometimes it is pretty nice to disconnect from the phones
Yep. It is.
and put
well,
those
you have
things
to.
down.
You have to.
But you also have
have
to,
some type of
when you're
balance.
back and you're working, you also have to answer your phones.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not the broker, so I don't have to answer anymore.
Yes, you do.
He does not answer. So, you usually
doesn't
call.
answer his
It's
phone.
so funny. People are starting to catch on that you don't answer your phone. So now they're calling me.
Yeah. I tell everybody, he won't answer his phone. Call Holly, the broker. That's what I tell everybody.
Yep.
I
And
that
they'll
or I
take
wonder
care of
if
him.
I'm doing that on purpose.
Thanks, honey. Thanks. While you was also
Like my
gone,
family, like won't call my phone,
He's a last resort.
and my family will always call Holly's phone and contact her phone.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Your mother calls you.
Then she can't get you, so then she calls me.
Right.
That's the whole point.
And then where's Nathan? I don't know. But
Check outside on the front porch.
I did something else while you were gone. I got my Alabama broker.
Yay.
Last week I took that test and passed it. We are currently working on. There's a way more paperwork with this side of it than when I just got my real estate license to begin with. Just because we're having to register the company, I have to send in all extra paperwork and extra money, and there is a fee for everything. It is ridiculous.
Welcome to my old world.
It's ridiculous.
Been there, done that, and done with it.
I don't miss that part.
Yeah, everybody's got to get their fees, but
Absolutely. Nickel and dime. And people wonder about, well, you make so much money in real estate. We really don't, because we're nickel and dime to death.
Yeah.
Literally.
I don't know how big these people, like with big corporations, do it as much either, because theirs is even worse than us, because they have a franchise basically fee, and then there's
Are you talking about like agents?
oh
You know,
yeah,
like
they're
corporate companies.
That's
like
what I mean.
corporate
Like
real
agents
estate.
at a corporate company.
Yeah, I mean, and then they have fees for this. They have a huge transaction fee, and they're like, and I keep wondering, going, buyers, just so that you can kind of know about when it comes to big corporations, and it's no dig because I love these people. I work a lot with them, but a lot of stuff gets pushed on to the buyers and the sellers because it have to
Yep.
offset somewhere. If not, we're working for free at that point.
That's why they have, I mean, we have a transaction fee that's very minimal, but bigger corporate companies, franchise companies, they have anywhere from $500 to $700.
I've seen one that's almost 1,000.
Right. Well, I'm sure. I've not been very active lately, but with a transaction fee, and if you're a buyer and a seller, you pay that transaction fee on both sides.
Which I think is wrong.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, but then at the same time, if not, agents are working for nothing. At that
Working
point.
to pay the state and local and national fees.
Right. So it's like everything else. Whenever whoever you go to doing any kind of professional, they're going to charge you. Look at it, go in the doctor's office. So you go to the hospital, you pay the hospital, you pay for all the stuff that they do, medical supplies and everything. Then you also pay the doctors. Like you have like multiple bills.
I'm waiting for
one
them to
thing.
have to charge you for the nurses. I'm just waiting.
It's probably coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do already. Just
Within the brick and mortar bill.
Absolutely.
See, this is why I'm in the military.
Be careful.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what David said. He said, I don't have to worry about all that. He says the VA pay. I did my time. He said, then they can pay. So they pay.
Yeah.
He's
But
lucky.
then it's like, yeah, you have your VA benefits and you go to the VA doctors and the VA hospital, but then
I
it
hear horror
takes
stories.
forever to get in, and then they just are so slow.
That's the whole thing about the VA hospital the care is great. The communication sucks, but getting into it takes forever. Like we have an appointment that we set in January. We can't get David in until April to see his regular doctor.
This is not like anything special. It's just a regular doctor
Right.
visit.
Right.
That's just crazy to me.
Right. And that I don't understand that. I don't, because there's lots of doctors, lots of nurses, lots
And that's
of
why
specialists.
universal health care will never work, because this
No.
VA is kind of like structured like a universal health care for military.
Yeah.
And it's in practice, it's not ideal. So try to do that with the whole country. Shoot.
Well, I've heard of people even like, because, Canada has health coverage, everybody there is, you get health coverage, but then some of them, they will come to the States because it takes so long.
And I don't understand what is the holdup? What is the
Because everybody is like
But this-
covered. So it's not. It's probably, and I'm just assuming, but it's probably not like it is here in the, like if there's a problem, you go. Well, no, if there's a problem, you still go, but there's probably a lot of preventative stuff that people are covered with, and so it's constantly full because everybody gets it for free.
Yeah, I don't
You're
know.
going to go to the doctor way more often if you can actually afford to go. I mean,
That's true.
because we don't have health insurance. I haven't had health insurance in years, and it's a terrible thing. And so there's lots of moments I'm going, okay, just give it a little time and it'll pass.
I know I'm waiting for 65 and a half. I can go to the doctor.
You're not there yet?
No, I'm not there yet. Almost, but not quite.
I think another reason why it's so bad is because you do have a lot of people who need that help, but then they can't get it because there's not enough workers.
Right. And who's paying for all that? You know.
I wondered because how much they get paid. Do doctors take a pay cut by doing that?
I bet not.
I bet they do.
I bet they do.
I bet they do.
I've wondered that. I'd love to talk to a doctor that's like from Canada. Like, hey, do you if you went?
Well, just think about it here in the States. So I recently went to the dentist. And at first they didn't know I was cash pay, and it was going to be probably $4,000 or $5,000 for what I needed done. And then I told them I was cash pay. I paid $700.
Mm-hmm.
But they were going to charge the insurance company $5,000.
Why?
But that's just it.
Exactly.
What angers me so much is that's proof of like with the whole thing with the health insurance, and that's where a lot of stuff is failing because there's such a huge. I mean, that's what 4 times more.
More than 4 times.
That's more. That's 5 times, at least 5 times more than what we actually paid. But the thing is dental insurance is crap. We still, okay, insurance might pay a couple $1,000s. Well, guess who's stuck with the rest of the $2,000? You are. So because I turned that in on insurance, they paid $2,000. I paid the other $2,000 or $3,000.
Or you pay cash, you pay $700.
Or you pay cash, you pay $700.
Right.
Like that doesn't make sense.
Right.
That's not right.
But that's the system right now.
I haven't gone to the dentist in like, I don't know how many years.
I only go to the dentist when it hurts.
Exactly.
That's when I go when it hurts.
I only go to the
but
doctor.
see,
And then
now you don't have that
just
excuse
pull
'cause
it.
you can't.
No root canal.
I still can't.
No bull. Just
Right.
pull that tooth and let's move on with
Now,
life.
I have heard with root canals, instead of trying to save the tooth, it is, for the most part, it is better to go ahead and pull it because root canals are extremely expensive and the chances of them actually working is not very good usually.
Yeah, it's I've had a few teeth pulled, and it's just like I got plenty for now.
For now.
Now.
He's going to smile one day and he's just going to be missing teeth.
He's going to be like the
Oh,
ripe
Bubba.
old age of 50
Hey, Bubba.
and have dentures.
Okay, speaking of missing teeth. So yesterday, everybody knows. I'm sure everybody locally knows that a tornado came through Bonnertown 5 Points area.
Shout
My
out to
sister's house.
Brienne.
Yeah, my sister's house was hit. Luckily,
Not the
their house
house.
was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the house was fine. Their property was hit. They lost their camper. It destroyed their pontoon boat.
That they just got.
They've only had it for a couple weeks. They lost all of their buildings, barns, everything is just gone. Couple of their baby goats didn't make it, and then their horse even got hurt and injured its leg. So, but anyway, the news people came and they spoke to my sister, interviewed her, and they spoke to her. Sounds great. She did phenomenal.
She
and
didn't
then the
sound like a
volunteer guy, of all people they pick, the volunteer guy, I'm like, I mean, he did great. He sounds educated and everything, but he is missing a tooth. And I'm like, I always feel like they pick people purposely that thinking they're going to sound like a redneck to fit in our area. I get so mad at I'm like, really?
They also picked another guy who had a mullet and a busted hat who didn't even live in the area. He was just driving by.
He's like, that guy right there. Let's go with that guy.
Hey, but you know what? It makes for good TV, and guess what? You're talking about it. You're
like-
doing what they want them to do. You're
He's
talking
like,
about it.
Yeah, the tornado went by, Guy, you don't even live here.
So I just was, but a lot of people lost their homes. Yes, the other night. So
We were really lucky. The area we were in, we just got a bunch of rain and wind.
it didn't
And-
really even do that
Well,
that
no,
much.
It was.
I don't know what we got,
pretty
but I
hairy.
slept through it.
It was pretty hairy for a minute, but I didn't really realize the extent of it. I was playing ignorant and not paying attention. And Holly and I were just laying in bed
talking.
chit chatting with the window open,
Talking about
listening.
high school.
Yes, we was. We was from high school.
See, she was eavesdropping.
I go from the living room to my bedroom, and I hear y'all talking about high school and then MEPS, and I'm like, what the heck?
We sat in the truck for a little bit. Living in a tiny house, you don't want to stay. So
No.
we always get in the Cody and David and I get in the truck, and we sit at the end of the driveway, pointing the truck wherever the storm is, and then turning the headlights off and hoping, because it always happened at night, hoping the lightning will strike so we could see something in the distance, so then we could go the opposite way and get out of Dodge. Usually we go to the hospital and sit in the parking lot, but that's what we did. We sat in the truck for probably about an hour. It got bad, and bless his heart, Ben Luna, I just love him to death. He I texted him and I said, "Hey, me in this tiny house, how are we faring?" He said, "Stay in the truck." He said, "You got another round coming," and we did, and it was the worst round. But we really didn't get. It was like the worst went north and the worst went south, and we were like caught in the middle. And we only had one band of the storm and it was the last one that was really bad. It was just a lot of wind and tremendous amount of straight rain going this way, not this way.
Well, if it wasn't for Tennessee Valley weather,
Yeah, I know.
and that is hats off to them. I
Yeah,
love
they-
them.
like Brienne's,
My sister and them.
they had
would
no
have-
warning.
There was no warning.
There was no.
They were in whenever, because Tennessee Valley Weather said, "Hey, even though the national weather is not called the warning, you need to get into your safe shelter now." And she got everybody up and into their. They actually, when they built on their addition, they built a safe room, and which is their closet. Which is so smart to use their big walk-in closet as a safe room. And so she gets everybody up, and they get in there within. Like, they didn't even have time hardly to get in there when the tornado hit. They're already in there when the national weather finally said, "Oh yeah, you're under a tornado warning."
No,
They
she
weren't even
said-
under the warning yet.
She said that it had already gone by, and that's whenever the warning went off. It took past 30 minutes for the warning to go off. They had closed the door, and right as she closed the door, the power went off. And it took a couple more minutes, and that's whenever all the sirens and the alarms on the phones went off.
Yeah. And see, that's just it, is if national weather would have called it sooner, more people would have known, because everybody's phone
there's a fine
automatically
line
goes
with
off.
that. There is a fine line with that, because if you remember, when the Ben Luna and his guys were calling another storm, and gearing up and preparing us, which I still appreciate.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'd rather
100%.
know. I'd rather
But
be
he
safe.
got so much flack.
Right. Because they prepared us so much, and it wasn't quite as intense as it was sought out to be.
It was headed worse.
Right.
And then it just died down before it got here. And
He
but
got so much hate for that.
yes.
And that's not right.
It's
and,
not.
and they're still, if you listen to Fred and Ben, they still say, they correct their, I mean, it's like they're protecting, or not protecting, but they'll say, now we're not forecasting this when they're just preparing us.
Yeah.
Bless their hearts, they have to walk on the eggshells with what they say, and they shouldn't, because that's our safety.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking out for us, and Ben has developed a company that is just amazing, and he shouldn't have to go through that. None of them should. Yeah,
Right.
I don't know their other names. I just know Ben and
Yeah,
Fred.
Mary Catherine, she's watching us, and even Mary Catherine said that she said a lot of people didn't even have any warning. There was no warning at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're saying. It's like people were already hit by that point, because when I was talking to Jamel this morning, and she said all of their phones were going off. So as soon as a tornado warning was announced in Lauderdale County, everybody's phones were going off saying you're under a tornado warning. Just the same. She said it was almost like, how we have the Amber Alerts? Yeah. She said it was that. So everybody in the household woke up, and they knew they had to go, like, hey, we need to do something. But because Nashville weather failed on their end and didn't call that warning in time, no phones went off.
No.
Right.
No.
And it was too late at that point.
But
There was a guy who got pulled out of his bed because of it.
Well, but also we got to remember too the weather and just Mother Nature in general is completely unpredictable, and you can have the most high-tech instruments to predict something, and you're going to get it wrong. And it's just so unpredictable. Like the tornado that hit Aunt B's house, it was probably out of nowhere, like within like super fast. It just creates.
It just drops, and
Right.
that's what they're talking about. When there is circulation way up in the altitude that can possibly drop in a heartbeat, that's when they say get in your safe place. That's why. It's
Right.
because we don't know when that's going to drop
Right.
or where it's going to drop.
And there's no. I
You've
don't.
got a cone of attack area, and within that cone anywhere, one could just fall right out and be at your doorstep.
Right.
That's why, a lot of time, and I'm bad about this, they'll call Ben Luna and his guys will say, go Lawrence County, Deerfield, go get in your safe area. So I go outside.
Go outside, look at the sky,
I
see if
gotta
it
go
turns
look
green.
to see.
I need confirmation. Oh, look, there's a funnel coming.
And thank
I
God
remember
I've never
once-
had confirmation.
I
but-
remember once growing up, we were in South Main Street, Northampton, and in the area where I grew up in, we didn't have a lot of stuff. We were in what was called the Miami Valley, so we were literally in a valley, so we didn't have a lot of tornado activity. But there was one spring or summer day or something. It was super green. I remember it was super green.
The sky was.
Real, like everything just had a green cast to it. And so the warnings came out, and we went to the bedroom, got in the closet. We're holding down a Great Dane, and
the mattress,
the mattress on top
And we had
of-
the neighbor kids.
yeah, and then had the mattress, and then all of a sudden, like we were going through it, and then Mom was like, "Well, I'm gonna go check it out."
Let's put the kids in the closet.
But so I'm spitting. I get so excited. What were you sitting on in the closet? Do you remember?
I don't remember
The
that.
gas line.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh.
I don't
Put all these kids in the closet on top of a gas line during a tornado.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
But yeah, no, I just remember it was just really, really green.
It was green. I remember that now.
Now
that you
I
say
remember
that.
when Katrina come through, because we got the tail end of Katrina, and it's the first time I've ever seen. It's probably by that point it was still, I guess, a tropical depression or whatever by the time it got here, but it was kind of a hurricane. I've never been in a hurricane. Y'all have, but I've never.
Yeah.
And
We used to
so
have hurricane parties.
the sky was absolutely the greenest I've ever seen. And the tree limbs, because we had a big oak tree, they were just literally touching the ground. And I've never seen anything
You can
like
watch a tree breathe.
it. I've heard of people saying
You
that.
can watch it. You
What do
literally.
you mean?
Okay, so during those storms, the pressure is so immense that the ground around a tree literally looks like it's breathing.
Because
Yeah.
it's trying to pull those trees up out of the root.
Yeah.
The roots are holding on tight.
big root balls.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a ball, but big bunch of roots, and it just breathes. It just
Yeah,
goes
it just looks like
in
it's
and out.
breathing.
I mean, it's freaky.
Yeah.
No, thank
I don't
you.
want to do that. I
My
Hey,
first-
you're headed to Cuba, honey. You're headed to Cuba.
Yeah,
you
you
know
get some-
there's
I'm gonna
hurricanes.
die.
No, don't say
you'll be
that.
That's gonna be
fine.
the reason why I die.
No, it's
Nah,
not.
you'll be all right. You just put some boards up, get some beer, you'll be all
I'm
right.
not worried about. I'm not worried about the hurricane.
Yeah,
It's just
hurricane.
people.
So you get
Well, we
your
did
cooler of
shots,
beer.
too.
You get your cooler of beer.
Beer's
You ha-
disgusting.
You have
on that note.
the satellite outside, so you can still watch TV until the hurricane takes the satellite away. And then, because the cable's done, they turn the cable off preventively before the storm hits. So you have to have a satellite sitting out there so you can keep watching the forecast. But eventually, it'll go away. And then you just board up your house and you just hunker down and wait it out.
You got time to make Jello shots and all kinds of food and
The first hurricane I went through down there, I was living with you actually, and I slept through it.
yeah, he did. He did.
That doesn't
But it's
surprise
nothing
me.
that you can put your hand on the wall and your hand's literally going like this for hours and hours. And then all of a sudden, it's dead silent.
Yeah.
And the most eeriest feeling that there is.
So it's like a
And
tornado,
you
but
can
on
just
crack.
look clear up to blue skies,
That's
cloudy.
That's
the
the
eye
eye
of
of
the
the
storm,
storm.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it
Starts
starts
back up
whipping
again.
you again, but coming from the other side.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Hurricanes.
I'll just
are-
take a few minute
nothing to-
tornado.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I'd rather have a
a hurricane
hurricane.
you prepare for.
Right.
You know exactly when it's coming, where it's coming. You can literally track it out in the ocean.
You got
coming
time to
you.
get out if
Right.
you
You got
want to get out.
evacuation. You have time
Tornado,
to
you
evacuate.
don't.
You don't know where it's going to drop.
No.
Yeah, tornado is so unpredictable. I'll take a hurricane over a tornado any day.
Kyle Caperton tell
Hi,
Teresa
Kyle.
I said
I'm glad
hi.
you're doing better. He's been in the hospital. He's had some issues, but he's on the mends, and he got to eat, I think, yesterday after 4 days. So,
Something like that. I remember seeing his post.
and so he's doing good. So, hey, Kyle. All right, we want to talk real estate?
Maybe.
We all should. This is supposed to be about real estate, not
That's
weather.
true.
Hey,
well,
Linda,
it's
we
catching
should have
up.
had you on the show.
Well, there's a lot going on. I mean, just catching up from
Right,
being off.
We've been gone
Yeah, we've been
forever.
going- yeah.
Numbers?
Sure. Go right ahead.
That's my
This year.
favorite subject. If you don't want to do numbers yet, tell me when.
Nope, go right ahead. Just remember, we usually have some type. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I don't have any music, so just make it short, sweet.
It's not short. I've been gone for 3 weeks, so
Okay. Well,
I'll help.
And we have 5 people watching. They're all going to leave.
Don't leave, Kyle and Holly and whoever else, Mary and Randy and Brandy. Hey, good morning to everybody too, by the way. Thanks for watching. Anyway, all right. Numbers aren't sexy, but they tell a story, and they really do. If you're interested in the real estate market, if you're interested in buying, you're interested in selling, or if you're interested in investing, you got to know the numbers. You've got to see the trends. You need to know if you're making a good investment. And by giving you these numbers, hopefully moving forward now on a weekly basis, you'll be able to find out when and if it's a good time. So what I did was I did February's numbers and a little bit of March's. But currently, right now, we have 202 listings with an average list price of $397,429, which is about $216 a square foot. Now, right now that those houses are staying on the market or have been on the market for about 103 days. That gives you an idea of how my camera go.
no, you're on the other camera. You're good.
Sorry, he's playing with camera movement over here. All right. Anyway, 103 days. That tells you that we're just coming out of winter and we're headed into the spring. So things are sitting a little longer right now, but that won't last. Coming soon, we have 5 coming soon listings at $285,660, which is about $196 a square foot. Under contract showing, that means that we've got a happy seller and a happy buyer, but the seller's saying, hey, I may want to continue to show my house. I may want to have backup bids just in case my buyer flakes. We've got 20 of those in February. 20 with an average list price of $369,735, which gives you a square foot price of $183. Under contract not showing, that means that we've got happy buyer, happy seller. The seller's confident enough. We're headed to close. We've got 4 of those with an average sale price of $276,475, which is about $169 a square foot. We had 15 expired listings and 15 canceled listings in the month of February, which that's the most I've seen.
It is the most I've seen in a long time.
Probably a year and a half. Closings in the month of February, we had 31 closings with an average sold price. This is the most important number, not what your neighbors listing their house for, not what your cousins doing across town. It's actually what it sold for. That's what proves what people are willing to pay. We had 31 closings with an average sold price of $279,935 with a square foot price of $185. Now, the other number you'd pay attention to is the list price versus the sale price. What was it listed for when it went under contract and when it sold? And in the month of February, sellers were getting 94.9%. So, and that's kind of low, but again, it's winter, it's February, and they've been on the market for how many days? And so they're ready to be done because they want to move on. Excuse me. In March so far, we've had 4 expireds and 11 canceled. We have 15 under contract. Contingent, sorry, with 15 of those with an average list price of $287,476 and 188 a square. We have under contract not showing, which are 3 of those for $284,667. So we've slowed down from February. We had 11 closings so far in March with an average sold price of $247,955, 163 a square foot. That number, that percentage I tell you to pay attention to, the list price versus the sell price, was 97.31% so far this month. So again, those numbers are coming up. Spring is coming up. If you're wanting to buy or sell, you really need to try to do something now if you can, because you're going to have more competition. You're going to have more things to choose from, but so is everybody else. So that's going to cause the negotiation factors to lessen for buyers. And I think I briefly did that. Oh, inventory. We have 8.3 months of inventory, which shocked me to death.
Moly.
Which that's most we've had in 3 years. And in the month of February, for the listings, 94% of the listings sold. That was the new listings that came on the market. 94% sold, which I thought that was pretty high.
That is.
For the new listings coming on, does that mean maybe that they're just finally being priced more accurately?
Yes, because we're coming off that pie in the sky where sellers think they can get an arm and a leg for their $200,000 property.
Well, if you go back and you look, what just went under contract? What went under contract was $169 a square foot. This is, that was March. Oh, I was looking at February. Sorry. So in February was under contract. So we're looking at $188 a square foot, $199 a square foot, which is kind of surprising to me. That's still a little on the higher side. Maybe the reason why some stuff in March is a little slower than February was people were getting better deals in February than they have been in March.
Yes.
So, but you also, with March, we have to factor in what's going on with March. With March, we've had spring break. Mm-hmm. We have the conflict, the war going on with Iran.
And Bahrain.
Gas prices, grocery prices.
Gas prices.
Yeah, but gas prices have shot up like $1, almost $1 a gallon.
Oh, my God. Go from Arizona to here. There's some places over there it's $5-6 a gallon, and it's because Arizona gets their gas from California. New Mexico and Oklahoma were the cheapest, but when we came through, they were $1 more than when we went out. It's crazy.
It's the reason why I feel like, everybody's like, oh, people from California move in here. I mean, we don't have as many people moving here just because of jobs, and because you have to be able, your job is the most important part. But if people who still do work remotely, a lot of times will still come here because it is cheaper to live here.
Oh, the cost of living out that way is just incredible.
I mean, even whenever I was in Texas for a while, even there it's starting to get more expensive than it is here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would go to the grocery store and get something simple like carrots or lettuce and stuff like that, and it'd be about almost $5. but then I come here and it's nowhere near as expensive as that.
Mhm.
Well, let's
Peter
just roll
Rabbit.
it into the kind of the topic of why buy in Lawrence County.
It's nice people.
Well, yeah. Bunch of hillbilly. No, I'm just kidding.
We got the mullet, no teeth, hillbilly.
Hey, I got all my teeth. I ain't got a mullet either.
But no, I mean, one of the biggest contributing factors right now, we just said, is the cost of living. The cost of living is still very reasonable here. And
They complain because a lot of when you're local, like y'all are local, you're
we're local now.
well, but they're
I've been
looking
local.
within. When you move here, you look from out to in.
Fair.
And it is so much. Even now, y'all think, and I mean, anyway, y'all think it's so expensive, and it is. Prices have raised from what they used to be. But you're
Compared
still
to
don't
the outside
understand what it is outside of this area.
Right. So it's like it's usually about $40 to fill my car up. Typically $40, $45, depending on how low I let it get. Well, yesterday I filled up, it was $65.
Oh yeah, add a truck to that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
We
do
were
it.
getting in New Mexico. I keep bringing this up. I'm sorry. But in New Mexico, we hit the headwinds. We were getting 187 miles per tank of gas. It was costing us then on the way out. It cost us $60 to fill it. So $60 every 100 and some odd miles. The headwinds were horrible.
Jeez.
But anyway, go ahead.
Oh my.
Yeah, they're bad, and I'm glad that we didn't have Obedi because we would have had to park and wait for the winds to go through.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, it just was something else. It was bad. I mean, it was throwing the truck and the bike and everything. But anyway, go ahead.
So local, as far as buying here, I think everybody. Other thing that I think a lot of people like is small town feeling. A lot of people love Lawrenceburg. They love the square. They love the small town feel. That's another thing with Loretta. We're even a little smaller in Loretta, and it is definitely, we have 2 red lights. But then we're like so close in Loretta. We're 30 minutes to Alabama, where you've got a lot of major stuff. Lowe's, Home Depot, all like there's a small mall. There's a lot to do there.
Mall.
Yeah,
It's got like 3 stores in it.
it.
They try. Okay. And then then we're 20 minutes to Lawrenceburg, and we have Kroger's and Walmart. And so
We have a Waffle House now. I didn't know that existed.
And we're
until I
getting
got
an
here.
Aldi's.
I know, very excited about all these coming in. And so I think a lot of people like the small town feel, and we're kind of I see a lot more people getting back to that.
I see people post on Facebook all the time that we're getting too big and we're growing too much, and you got to have progression. You've
you'll have a dying town.
You have got to have. I mean, the people in the square, they've done amazing job uplifting the square and what's that word? Revitalizing and reviving the square. And there's so much now on the square, and it's just so pretty. And then now we got a Waffle House, and I gotta ask a question. This just popped in my head.
Oh boy.
How much coffee does one community
I wondered
drink?
that too. I was like, oh my gosh.
I heard we have a Starbucks coming.
No, that's
Ew.
all. That
It was
used to be.
supposed to be Starbucks.
Yesterday, everybody's posting it was Starbucks.
It's supposed to be
by
Starbucks
Walmart-
going to
or by
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
It was supposed to be.
But then I heard it backed out.
I heard it backed out because of all the other coffee shops that's come.
I don't know.
They changed the name of that street to
Coffee Way.
Coffee Way because of Starbucks.
But then we heard they backed out.
But then I heard they backed out. I haven't
know.
heard anything super recent. Something could have changed. Maybe
Yeah, I
they
don't
decided.
know.
I mean, I
But
don't,
still,
Starbucks is
how
nasty.
much coffee does one community drink?
So
A lot.
Mary Catherine is part of this moms group, and they go to a different coffee house every week. They all meet up and they go to a different coffee
That's
house,
cool.
and they hit all the different coffee houses and just kind of hang out, bring their kids,
Sure.
just have some kind of mom socialization. And I think that is so cool.
There's
for our
3
community.
new ones that has come on within the last 8 months.
Well, now Coffee Co-work, if you're thinking about that one, it's not new. They
They just moved.
were
Where
they
were
just
they?
moved. They were
were
over close to
co-work
Title and
still.
Escrow.
Yeah. They just moved locations.
They were where?
They were over close to Title and Escrow.
Oh,
But the revival coffee
across
right across the street from them. That's just opened.
And then you got Cozy Cabin. Cozy Cabin's been here for a long time. That's where I go for.
But
hot
then it's
chocolate.
not, that's just a drive-through. These other places, you can go in and sit down and have a conversation, and some of them have like Wi-Fi. I think a lot of them do now, where you can sit
a
and
Dunkin'
work.
Donuts to me is a coffee house.
No,
with donuts.
it's a donut shop with coffee.
Oh,
I don't
I
like
think-
their coffee.
It's not bad. Seven Brew's pretty good. I like Seven Brew's lattes.
Seven Brews
Seven
is
Brew?
good.
Yeah, there's a Seven Brew here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I haven't heard if Starbucks is coming back or not. It was coming
They can
about a
stay
year
away.
ago. And then I heard they weren't coming because all the coffee shops that popped up, but I don't know.
Apparently, we like coffee, so we like our banks, we like our car lots, and we like coffee.
And car washes.
yeah.
We only have two, just one at each end of
Three.
town.
You
Yeah,
have the
think about it.
self.
It's at
You
the-
have the
you-
self-serve one.
Oh, I forget about that one.
There's 3.
I forget about like that one that you can use a little nozzle and do it yourself.
Right.
What about restaurants? What about
We
our
got
little
Mexican.
restaurants around
Oh, we
here?
have the new restaurant now. It is Little Capone's. So there
I know, I
is
can't
a
wait to
Little
go there.
Capone's in Florence. I've been to Little Capone's
I don't
before.
know what that is.
Mary Catherine
Italian.
is obsessed with Little Capone's.
I
She
wanna
probably
go.
goes there every week. She loves
I
that place.
do want to.
She loves their buffalo chicken dip, I think is what it was.
I want to try
Obsessed with it.
I lost the monitor, but we're still rolling, so we're just
Oops.
gonna keep going. I think I might have unplugged it by accident. I don't know.
that.
And Mary Catherine says, "Don't forget Mexican restaurants."
I just
yeah.
said
We
Mexican.
have a,
Yeah.
absolutely Mary
We do.
Catherine.
But it's
Every
not.
one of
It's
those.
not like actual Mexican. It's like the
American
it's
Mexican.
It's like Tex-Mex or American.
Yeah.
It's like
I'll tell you what's the most
it's wanna be
authentic
Mexican.
is the food truck right
Yes.
beside Taco Bell.
Yep.
That
Mhm,
is
mhm.
true a Mexican,
Mexican.
and it is yummy, very very good. But
we
that
took my mom when we went to Texas, and we just got our rental car. We got because we flew in, and so we got the rental car, and I'm like, I want authentic Mexican food. We're in San Antonio. Let's go get authentic Mexican
They
restaurant.
didn't get authentic, by the way.
We did too.
No.
Oh
they
yeah.
didn't.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
we did.
We did.
Really?
Oh,
Was it
yeah.
all in Spanish?
Yes.
Was there a
And-
bunch of kids running around?
Yes.
Okay, then y'all actually did.
I looked it up. I mean, I looked this place up. Like,
were
to
they
find-
like struggling to speak English?
No, our server actually did really well.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
but now Mom and Bella were so lost and Mom's like, but I normally like my chicken and the rice and the cheese dip. I'm like, Mom,
expand your horizons, Mom.
Just get a taco. Just
oh,
get a
she
taco.
didn't know how to get a
with-
taco either.
Just say, "Can I get a taco?"
It was funny.
Or-
I got tacos. No, you got a burger thing, didn't you?
Why would you go to a Mexican
Mexican
place and get a
restaurant
burger?
It wasn't a
burger.
burger. It was like something. It was different.
I don't remember.
I don't-
Anyway.
That was a while ago.
But it
Y'all
was
are
it was
weird.
so funny. It was actually authentic Mexican. We only have one here, but we have like American Mexican. Everybody likes their margaritas.
See, I would just go with my friends, and they would just have full conversations in Spanish, and I'd just be like, "I want some good food. I'll let y'all handle it." And they usually gave me like the best food ever.
Cool.
One of them was
But
like
anyway,
seafood.
to say this about restaurants and coffee houses, we are growing. We are expanding.
Which
we
is a
are
good thing.
offering. It is a good thing. Do I want it to be another Spring Hill? Hell no.
It's coming though. And
No, I don't,
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we will ever get that big. Do I want it to be a Columbia? No, I don't even want it to be a Columbia. We're not even close to that yet. We're still very small, very rural, very community oriented community, and but we have to have these amenities. We need internet. We need places to eat. We need grocery stores. I don't know if we need all these all these coffee houses and taco shops. I don't know about that. I'm not a coffee drinker, so there you go. But I guess evolution is going to cause us to do that. And I think that we will put on the brakes when it gets to be too much. I don't think we'll allow it to grow too big. Our infrastructure, I didn't say that word
No.
right, but won't allow us.
Yes, it will.
Actually, it
It
will.
will.
With the meetings we've sat in, it will allow for it. They plan
Not
for it.
a Spring Hill.
Yeah, it
no,
will.
it won't.
It'll be. I don't know if we'll ever get the size of Spring Hill. No,
The only thing that we're bottlenecking right now is roads.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
You know,
Aw.
right now,
I love my potholes.
well,
Said no one ever.
No, the amount of traffic that travels.
right. And that
your
is going to be a bottleneck. And I've noticed this past few years it's gotten a little
It
more.
has increased. And I think that's if you watch your traffic lights, it's the timing of the traffic lights.
Mhm.
You know, they've
I was so
changed
mad
the
at traffic lights this morning.
If you hit one, you're gonna hit them all.
They've changed the timing, I think, of the traffic lights, which causes the traffic to build up more. Yeah.
No, I don't think they changed the traffic lights. I think it's building up more because there is more traffic.
Could be. I mean, we complain about the traffic right here, and it's so funny. So, one of my past clients, they moved here from Miami, and he's like, he works in Franklin and drives and is happy to drive that every day. He's like, I'll make that hour drive. He said, because I'm driving. He said, I can do that. And he said, it's beautiful land and it's just so much to see. And he's like, I'll drive that every day. He said, because when they lived in Miami, to go 1 mile took an hour.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You're better off.
it's so
walking.
amazing. And it's so neat to see how appreciative people that do come here, and they're like so appreciative of traffic.
Right.
What we call traffic. It's like,
Right.
if we're complaining about it, well, we ain't got nothing.
No, we really don't. That's
It's all about perspective.
right.
Oh, it is.
Hey, look,
Right.
nothing will be as bad as the traffic for graduation day on any base.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that is true. Because when we were in Chicago, thank gosh we took the train. That's the first time I ever said that.
Okay, let me go over rates a little bit. Now, remember, rates are subject to you. And these are kind of like just a baseline rates, but you got a 30-year conventional loan, 6.36, a 30-year FHA, 5.87%, 30-year VA, 5.89%, and 30-year USDA is 5.96%. They've held steady like this for
Okay, let's just put this in perspective. When we bought our house in July, our interest rate is a 5.99. That was July. That's been a while ago. So it's rates, even with what's going on in the world, rates are still very just staying, where they're at. Everybody's
They're
like,
very
I'm gonna
they're
wait for
stable. They're
those.
stable.
They're stable, and everybody's like, oh, I'm waiting on those rates to come down.
No.
Well,
I don't think we're going to get lower.
but as you
than
wait
where
on
we
those
are.
rates to come down, the value of everything goes up. It's just like a gallon of milk. You
Right.
went and bought a gallon of milk, last year at this time. It may be just a touch more expensive right now than it was a year ago.
Well, the money that you're thinking that you're potentially saving, waiting on an interest rate that's going to never drop to where you want it to be, you're losing in the price of the home consistently year after year. When you're waiting to purchase a home because of the interest rate, you're losing in the end. Because if you're going to wait for interest rates to come down to purchase, you're going to pay the money up front for the price of the home that you're going to be saving with that potential drop in interest rate. As we always say, you date the rate, you marry the house. Get the house, refinance 6 months later if the rates do potentially
or
drop.
when they drop. You have to wait 6 months. But if they drop any time after that during your next 30 years while you'll own this house, you can always refinance. You can always pull equity out. You can do a lot of things with that property. You can't rentals. Just remember that. But the rate is not the most important part in buying a house, in my opinion.
No.
The most important part is you're comfortable in a monthly payment and the fact that you're building equity. You're building something that is going in your pocket. And
Well, not only that, the price of that particular home is going to raise if it's maintained correctly, blah, blah, blah. year after year, it's going to raise. So when you're going to wait to buy that house because you want to get 0.25% less on the interest rate, you're going to pay more for the house that's going to eat all that up anyways. So.
Well, just so that you know, if you can, I mean, stuff happens. There's all kinds of things happen in life. Death happens. Babies come. Different reasons that all kinds of things cause you to have to move and make that move.
Tornadoes.
But if you can, at least try to stay in your home. It's at least a couple of years. That just kind of helps offset some of that cost that you're going to incur whenever you do sell. So you can't buy your house 2 years ago and expect to make a lot of money on the other end. And that's where we're at right now. I feel like we're in a battle where stuff's happened and these sellers are going, well, I still owe this, but I want to make this because my next house is this much money.
Sorry.
Well, I understand
that's not the way the market works.
No, but the thing is you bought your house 2 years ago. We're not there yet.
Appreciation in Lawrence County over the last 12 months. 24 months, did I look?
I don't know.
24 months has been 4%. So you are looking at 4% of an increase, and you bought a house for $200,000. You didn't do anything to it but maybe paint. And 2 years later, you want to sell. And you think you're going to make $200,000 off that house. That's just not going to happen. It just, unless you got a racehorse deal in the beginning when you bought it, that's not going to happen on this end. And that's the realistic part that people need to understand is
not anymore. It did happen, but it took a worldwide pandemic to happen. Those times are gone. Those times will never be back, God forbid, unless another major world happening happens. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to overnight make you money.
Well, yeah. I mean, at that point in time, you're looking at 22% during that pandemic.
Right.
Correct.
We went from 4% to 22%, and that's just not going to happen.
And that took a pandemic.
But but it's not just the pandemic. When you look at that, because everybody was forced to work remotely, it opened up so many doors for people to be able to move from California, to move to Tennessee, where it is cheaper. They can afford to pay for a house outright. And because their jobs followed them. So they're still making California money. Come here. They're still making great money because they're able to work remotely. Well, now that the pandemic is over,
they're calling them back
to work, and they're having to sell, go back, or find a different job. And they're not making as much money. So I think it did take that pandemic. Job structure change. Remote work became a thing. We're not in that anymore. I'm not sure we'll have that as much. We still have remote jobs, but people have found that they thrive and do better in a company setting at work than sitting at home in pajamas behind a monitor.
It's all about accountability.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all about accountability.
So I still don't think, I just do not ever foresee that happening
I think
again.
where we're at on our interest rates is where we're at on our interest rates.
Yeah.
I know that sounds dumb, but
that's true. I mean, if you can get a 5.89% on a VA or 5.96% on a USDA, that's great.
it is.
Because how many years was it at 6%? Years and years and years was the base rate like at 6%. So, we're under 6%. It's back a few years ago, it was 12, 13, 14%. So, we don't want it to go that way. But there's always a possibility we go that way.
Right.
We don't know what's going to happen and what happens in the world and where we're going to end up. So it could very easily go to 12 and 13%. So,
but if you look at why people actually move, why people actually sell, actually move, it doesn't really matter. The interest rate is really kind of not really. I mean, it's important, but not all at the same time, because life happens. Life never stops.
correct.
And things happen. People will always be buying, always be selling, and they're like, just if it is your time to sell or if it is your time to buy, it's because something in your life is changing and you need to make that change. You don't need to be basing everything on the interest rate just to make that change. If you've got a third baby coming and you're in a little 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom house and you've got another baby on the way,
You got to move.
you got to move. There's just things that
You may
happen.
not think so, but you got to move. The other perspective to that too, then, is, when buyers go in and think, well, this house has been on the market for 212 days, I'm going to lowball it by $50,000. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
No, it happens. It just doesn't.
Oh,
it's not
it doesn't
successful.
okay.
No.
You're right. It's not successful.
Not successful.
Right now in statistics, in the number section, sellers are getting 97.31% of that list price. So no, you can't offer $50,000 less or $30,000 or $20,000. Especially 99.8% of the buyers right now need help with closing costs because nobody has cash. So you're going to ask for closing costs. Any great agent is going to talk to the seller about your potential costs in selling your home. I always talk to them about buyers need cash. Buyers need closing cost monies. You need to factor that in as part of your fees and closing, or your closing fees at the end. And so when sellers ask for closing money, when buyers ask for closing money, the seller's not shocked. But sellers are still getting 97%. They may be helping you with closing costs. They may be buying you a home warranty. They, whatever. And so, but you can't offer them $50,000 less, ask for closing costs, ask for a home warranty, ask for the sun, the moon, and the stars, and think you're going to get it. Those times are over too, because at one point we were there and we're not anymore.
No.
We're almost in a normal, I think we are.
I think we're in a normal.
We are in a normal, how it's going to be market. And people just need to realize this is it. It isn't going to get a whole lot better, and it's not going to get a whole lot worse. This is it. So if you want to buy or you want to sell, this is the scenario, and this is the standards, which is a no word. I didn't say that. This is the way it's going to be.
Yeah. Barring some major world thing, I don't see much of a difference. It might fluctuate 0.25% here and there for interest rates or whatnot, but I think the home prices are now plateaued. I think we're at an even field on all the variables of the home purchasing and
there's
selling.
A few out there still with sellers got pie in the sky ideas, and there's buyers out there that think they're going to lowball and get one hell of a deal,
right?
And they're just going to keep listing.
But again, that's a normal market. Whatever market you're in, you're always going to have those.
You're
people.
always going to have that.
You're always going to have a certain percentage of people like that.
I have one, and I have a listing, and it's gotten a lot of attention right now because we dropped that price down where it seems to be getting, where it should be. And but anyhow, we was 400,000. We're down to 399, but we was above 400,000, and we did get an offer for $280,000.
Yeah.
And my guy was like, and of course that's what they paid for it years ago. That's what they paid for it, and he's like,
which is public knowledge.
It's public knowledge,
and they
he
probably
knows.
picked those figures because of that.
And my guy's like, no, we'll just rent it again. Like, no, you have other options. I have other options.
That took kahunas to put that offer in.
I know.
That's something.
I was like, no.
Pretty big kahunas.
Well, or it's just, or I don't know. Who knows? But I just think we're in a market now to where this is where it is, and
that's why you need an expert. That's why I've been doing this for 22 and a half years.
She's old.
Shut And I have seen the roller coaster ride of all kinds. But I cannot fathom the idea of somebody novice who is doing it themselves, buying or selling, because there's so many factors into selling your house to make sure you don't get sued, to buying your house to make sure you don't have to sue. And it's just making sure. David, for instance, my David was a novice, and we won't even go into that. I won't go that story. Anyway, so
He just wasn't educated. Somebody
he wasn't educated,
and he
didn't know any better. He didn't know any better. Yeah.
No,
he got not swindled per se.
He got screwed, and with the interest rate and everything else, So you've got to have somebody that you build your trust with. You need to have somebody that's on your side, that is looking out for your best interest. Am I going to allow you to pay? Well, let me rephrase it. Am I going to agree with you paying a 9% interest rate? No. I'm going to try to talk you out of that for whatever reason and give you my 2 cents. I'm really good about giving my 2 cents. I'll just let you know. But am I going to let you sell that house for way under value? No, I'm not. I'm going to encourage you not to. Scenarios may dictate you have to, but for the most part, I'm going to protect you to make sure that you get the best deal possible with the least amount of stress that I can get you in my local market. And that's what I've done for 22 years. I'm on your side. Whichever side that is, I'm on your side. And I am very blunt and to the point, and I'm just going to tell you what my opinion is. And then you make a decision on what you're going to do. But it's my job to make sure. That's why you hire an expert. That's why you don't call the listing agent if you're the buyer, because that is not your best interest.
Because they are looking out for that seller.
Please.
And
Correct.
it's their job to look out for that seller. And you're thinking, well, they'll just cut their commission and I get a better rate. Why? They still put the same amount of work in, whether you're a buyer or the seller. You're still putting in as an agent. Not only are you taking on double the amount, then you're like, I have to double. I have two people that I'm trying to please, which is difficult. And then, you're still doing the same amount of work. Why am I going to cut my costs when I'm doing twice the amount of work than I was before?
Interview your agent. Mm-hmm. If you don't feel comfortable with that person, you don't have to go with that person.
Not at all.
There is tons of real estate agents out there, and there's a ton of different abilities. There's a ton of different ethics. Some people just do their job and don't give a shit. Some people put their heart in it and really don't. They're looking out for you, not their paycheck. Some agents are out there for their paycheck. So you really need to make sure you interview your agent. Never go alone. Never do this for sale by owner. Never do this as a buyer without protection of an agent. Interview more than one agent, because
just because Zillow happened to match you with somebody, unless it's us.
I was going to say, hey, I am phenomenal at what I do.
But that's true. Not all agents are that way. So you're on Zillow, you see a house, you click contact that agent. You think you're contacting the listing agent. You're not. You're calling somebody that's paid to be there. Not all people paid to be there are created equal.
Right.
So
all it does is it takes a check.
Yeah.
To be on that list for Zillow. That's it. You literally pay money. It don't matter what your ethics are. It don't matter who you are, how you treat your clients, how you work, who you've screwed over in the past. It doesn't matter. Zillow don't care. As long as you're giving the money.
Pay me.
As long as you're giving the money, they're giving you the leads.
Yep.
And that's the way it is.
Yep. But anyway, we've thrown a whole lot out at you. We've had a fun 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month being gone.
I'm glad we're back though. I'm
Yeah.
excited for it. You know, get back in the
I
rhythm.
don't care if we only have 7, 8 people watching us at one time. People do watch it on Facebook afterwards, and I hear people will stop me and say, "I seen you on that podcast, didn't I? I seen you on Facebook, didn't I?" And I think that's pretty cool. And I have fun doing the show. I love to talk and I love to give my opinion.
Oh gosh,
We know.
And I love numbers. So there you have it.
All right. Well, if you need any type of property management services, I'm your guy. Get a hold of me. I got to go look at a couple properties today for potential clients. My number is 931-324. No, that's my personal number.
Yes, go ahead and start giving that now.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
We're going to make that transfer.
That's true. So yeah.
No, don't. I want to educate you about Google. Google phone number. Just give out
Your business number.
your business number. And that is because we get inundated with phone calls 24 hours a day. People don't respect our time. At 11 o'clock, we could get phone calls on our personal phone number.
2 a.m.
Which, you know, hey, this is our job and this is what we do full time. But guys, we got to have a life too. I'm not answering you after 7 o'clock at night. I'm not answering you before 10 o'clock because I'm not a morning riser.
I'll answer.
Oh, shit, you do.
Correction.
It just depends on who's calling is who
No,
I'm answering.
it doesn't. No. He
Correction.
don't ever
Mama
answer his
will
phone.
answer.
Guess what? Call me. I do answer.
Don't call me,
But
please.
anyway, go ahead,
But
give that
okay,
number.
so phone number, just call 931-762-4247.
Yeah,
And
that's
we'll
the
go
office.
from there. That's the office number.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, my mom is phenomenal. If you
Yeah.
do call, she will even answer on the weekends. She was scheduling stuff on this weekend.
Was she really?
Yes,
What'd
she
you do
was.
over the phone to her?
Yes.
Cool.
She has
Cool.
She now has a phone number that is hers, and people call her.
The
No, we
office
don't have
phone-
it forwarded to her. No, people are calling her phone number now, her business line.
That'll go away. But anyway, we'll talk. All right. If you want to reach me, you can reach me by Google, Facebook. In anyway, my number is 931-271-5790. Those numbers are going to be changing. Watch for emails, watch for updates, watch for posts, watch for videos, because we are going to be gradually working a new system. And our old system comes with these work numbers. So those are gonna change, even though we've had them for a long time. And
But
we have to evolve.
Well, and then we can go into it more the more
Right,
that
when it happens.
and we'll go into it and we'll tell you why this is all going to change. There is a reason, and it is to better serve you as a client or a potential client or whatnot. There is a reason behind the madness, but we just got to get there first and be more than happy to talk about it once we get there.
Yep, that's true. I am Holly Cavins. You can reach me at 931-345-2406.
And Clarissa, I
you
just want to
doing?
say thank you for your service. I pray for you while you're in Cuba, and watch your back.
I will.
Pay attention to those surroundings. They have giant
will.
snakes down there that can eat you.
And
Literally.
lizards. Well, the
And-
snakes are
They
okay,
have
but the lizards are
iguanas
nice.
And
They-
what's those? The great big dragons.
Iguanas?
No, they're.
Komodo dragon.
I don't know if that's what they're called.
I don't think they have those. I know they have
they
iguanas
have
that
big
climb out of the
lizards
trees.
that are like 3 and 4 foot.
Yeah, those are iguanas.
down there, they get
They're
big.
just okay,
Yeah.
They're giant. And then they have boa, like,
but they're vegetarian.
is it cobras
Yeah.
or whatever?
Except they still bite.
They're huge. They're huge. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm coming to visit you now.
You know, you guys are all like saying, watch out for this and watch out for this. Watch out for that damn boyfriend when you're there. That's what I say. All right, everybody have a great